race to the checkered flag. Nathan Maboo from dead last in turn number 1. I'd say it's got to be the ride of the day. Skatebook says no thank you and cuts his nose off. You can stay in second. Up on the back wheel, Kevin Curtin, a comprehensive victor. Look at Galloway thread the needle. Look at Curtin. He only needed a sniff of an opportunity. Joining me in commentary at this second round at Winton Motor Raceway is Tim Graham. And Tim, we're looking forward to this one with no little expectation. The Protwins and Naked Bikes coming our way.
Yes, a great class this is there, Lance, and here's the circuit there. 12 turns, a very technical part at the back of the circuit there, but can't wait to see the big V-twins and the V4s go around this track.
3 kilometres in total length is the Winton Motor Raceway, as you mentioned. 12 challenging turns, a little bit of undulation. Let's take a look at the championship points at this stage. Nathan Maboo with 75 ahead of Simon Galloway, and on the podium so far is Mario Gonzalez, all the way down to Ian Goodwin and Adrian Pierpoint leading in the Naked Bikes category. So with the highlights of race number 1, the FX Pro Twins and Naked Bikes, you could see a great start there from Simon Galloway, and Nathan Maboo following in closely behind him on that beautifully prepared Aprilia.
Yes, Simon Galloway, the big number 1 plate on his RC8R, is extending his lead in this race, and looks like the other riders just following, trying to pick up the podium positions.
Meanwhile, the battle for second and third was a 3-man race whilst Galloway ran away with it until Dutton came loose and made it 2. Very, very close quarters indeed, until he eventually came unstuck completely, kissing the tarmac and taking some dirt on the side. Gonzalez kept the pressure on Maboo at the head of the field, but Galloway extended his lead all the way to the checkered flag.
But unfortunately for Galloway, penalised 15 seconds for a jump start, relegating him to 6th position and handing the injured Maboo the win.
Yeah, look, I'm sure I was holding the guys up behind. It's difficult. Simon was getting away, and I thought second place is better than nothing. I wish I'd thought that yesterday. But no, look, the guys behind, I'm sure they were banking up, and I'm sorry, some odd lines, but yeah, no strength on my right side.
Got a really good start, which I think it's important on this track. And yeah, Nathan said he might have been holding me up, maybe in a few spots, but he was pretty strong in other spots, so he was probably a bit weak with his shoulder injury on the brakes there, but it's, again, it's hard to pass in that section.
Yeah, we were hoping to be right there with the boys, but we didn't get away well. But anyway, got to take what you can get, and we're moving forward. The little 848's revving its head off.
Mick Johnson, one of the characters of the Pro Twins Naked Bikes and Thunder Bikes category, a fantastic effort to be finishing on the podium, albeit by virtue of the fact that Simon Galloway was penalised. Here's our starting grid. Nathan Maboo, Mario Gonzalez, Mick Johnson and Adrian Pierpoint share the front row of the grid.
Yes, we've got Barrett, Thompson, Galloway, Ward running out the second row.
So here we go as Sammy Phillips walks off the line in preparation. Red light is on and we're underway. A great start from Nathan Maboo, and look at Simon Galloway on that KTM. He rocketed off the second row of the grid and he's up into third place already. Adrian Pierpoint, the first of the Thunder Bike, the Naked Bikes, I beg your pardon, through the FXS's and up over freightlinks.com.au for the first time, Tim.
Yeah, a great start by Adrian Pierpoint on his Aprilia Tuono, but none better than Simon Galloway on his big RC8R KTM there from 6th place on the grid, straight into third by the first corner as they get ready to come through the big left-hander race tech curve.
Let's just hope, and I don't want to tempt fate, of course, he was penalised for a jump start in race number 1, was Simon Galloway. I think it was all fair and no foul that time around. So down into KTM for the first time, it's the Aprilia of Nathan Maboo that leads the Aprilia Tuono of Adrian Pierpoint, and that rocketing RC8 KTM under a lot of pressure too there. Who's that back there in 4th place doing a fantastic job? I think it's Mario Gonzalez. No, it's not. It's Mick Johnson doing an even better job on his Ducati 848.
Yeah, Mario Gonzalez is in there in a well, Lance, on his RSV4 Aprilia. And how good is the KTM through KTM? They must have been naming it after watching Simon Galloway go through there. Oh, Nathan Maboo with the front wheel in the air of that Aprilia. That's not the fast way down the straight with the front wheel, but Adrian Tuono How good is that for him? Second place, staying with the front of the field like that.
Oh, I tell you what, Nathan Mabou doing a fantastic job. Oh, goodness me.
That's one of those dry cleaner moments there, Lance. Excellent work to keep it on the track and maintain first position. But Adrian Pierpoint, the leading naked bike on his Tuono, giving it right up to Nathan Mabou and Simon Galloway and Mario Gonzalez and his Aprilia.
Gets great drive out of the FX Superbike S's that time around, did Adrian Pierpoint. Look how close he is to the rear cowling there of Nathan Mabou's Aprilia. So it's Aprilia first and second, the KTM in third, the Ducati back there in fourth, and another Aprilia in fifth place as they head through Race Tech for the second time.
Yeah, it's good to see the two leading bikes here leading their respective classes as well, but you can't say enough about how good Adrian Pierpoint's going. He's riding the wheels off that Tuono.
And coming up into the four there, Grant Barrett-Thompson of New South Wales on the Performance by Bikes Connect RSV4 1000 Aprilia, doing a fantastic job to mix what he is. Professionally, he used to be a ballroom dancer. 6th in the world rankings was Grant Barrett-Thompson.
Yes, but it was all about timing in dancing and motorcycle racing as well, as we see Simon Galloway down the Wheel of Cranes turn there, getting ready to make a pounce on Adrian Pierpoint on his Tuono. Yes, there's only a few laps to go of this race, but look at how hard their brake looked like the Tuono's wheel was off the ground there, Lance.
And waiting to pounce like a hungry lion back there in fourth place with any problems at all from the front three runners. There's somebody that I've got to sing praise to. He's come a long way. Mario Gonzalez in the last 12 months, he's improving, and so too is Simon Galloway. Up the inside of Adrian Pierpoint at the end of the YMF Loans Yamaha main straight and takes up the running of second place accordingly.
Yes, a great move into FX Superbike's turn there. Nathan Mabou still in first place, getting ready to go through the Dunlop Dipper. Adrian Pierpoint's not going to give up, or is Mario Gonzalez on the other Aprilia. There are 3 Aprilias in the top 4 there, Lance. It seems to the last couple of years the Aprilias have come of age, haven't they?
They certainly have done in this great class, the Protwins Naked Bikes and Thunder Bikes. This is a category that I really enjoy, Tim, because not only can you feel them, but you can also see them. And the grid is always filled with booming V-twins, triples and V4s, and they're thundering their way around here at Winton Motor Raceway. At the moment, heading through KTM, our race leader Nathan Mabou doing a fantastic job to hold off the challenges of the RC8 KTM behind him, of our series leader from 2012, hence the reason he's got the number 1 plate on, of course, the Cessnock Motorcycles mounted Simon Galloway.
Yes, looks like Nathan Mabou may be a bit hurting from his little oopsie in the National Series yesterday, Lance. Seems to be slowing down the people behind him a little bit. Look at Simon Galloway now. A big look up the end of the Yamaha back straight. Nathan Mabou wasn't ready for that one, but had to give way to Simon now. Simon's got a clear track ahead of him. Let's see what he can do.
Nathan Mabou, I think, got a little bit caught out there, not expecting Simon Galloway to come up the inside, but the Aprilia tries to roar up the inside at the end of the YMF Loans Yamaha main straight. Through the FX Superbike S's, Galloway still leads, and look at the Tuono there of Adrian Pierpoint, the first of the naked bikes, doing a great job to stay in touch with these booming bigger bikes in front of him.
As you can see, the different configurations of this machine, the V4 Aprilias, the V-twin KTM, better on different parts of the circuit. You can see the power of Nathan Mabou's bike as it come down the straight, but look at Simon Galloway up the inside at the end of the Yamaha back straight. Perfect manoeuvre there to get into the lead.
You could see how tentative Nathan Mabou was there. He's still holding a little bit of an injury from a fall in yesterday's national championship held here on the Saturday prior to this race meeting.
Yes, and you can see a bit of scuffed up leathers there on the right-hand side of Nathan. They're brand new leathers for this weekend, and they seem to have worked already.
Well, that's what they wear them for, to make sure that their safety is first and foremost. So down the wheelercranes.com.au back straight into turn number 10, and Nathan Mabou holding off a great challenge there as Mario Gonzalez in the latter stages of this race, Tim Graham, is building up momentum in no uncertain terms.
Yes, we have usually only seen Mario ride at Sydney Motorsport Park. Great to see him venture down to Winton, and he's shown some great form like he did in Sydney.
Oh, look at that Tuono there of Adrian Pierpoint getting a little bit balked on the entrance of the last turn with the Yamaha air fence on the outside, screaming for somebody to come and use it.
Oh, look at Adrian Pierpoint at the end of the YMF lane main straight. A straight line it through turn 1 there, Lance. Let's hope he can hold on to it. Get that Aprilia. Hope it's got those wide handlebars to make it easier through the dirt for him.
That was very interesting. This is the final lap. He certainly... Oh, goodness me. heart in the mouth moment that time around. Let's have a look at it again. Just outbroke himself straight across the nose of Nathan Mabu.
That was very lucky for all those riders there, but looked like he was going way too late on the brakes and you had to pick it up and straight line it.
Gonzalez now, I think he's been a little bit scared off by that one. No, he hasn't. Here he comes back around the outside of the Aprilia, coming in through KTM, and Mick Johnson wants to get in there and be a party. A three-way battle for the minor placings.
Excellent riding here for the second, third and fourth position riders. Simon Galloway's way out in front at the moment in first spot. There he is, as we can see him going through the end of Wheeler Crane's turn. Getting ready for the Yamaha back straight. This is going to be a drag race to the last two corners there, Lance.
Nathan Mabu leading this three-way battle for second and third. Gonzalez up the inside, and a slower rider just in front, coming down into the final corner. Will they get balked? Will they be able to get good drive down the YMF Loans main straight? It's all Galloway, but look at this, a three-way streak for second. Mabu just ahead of Johnson. Gonzalez rounding up the top four. Grant Barrett-Thompson in fifth. Adrian Pierpoint, the first of the naked bikes. Gary Peake and Peter Ward rounding up the front page of the results.
Yeah, a bit frustrated with the jump start, obviously, but you do the crime, you got to pay it. So, you know, just had to work hard to get to the front, and yeah, that's all I can do.
It's a bit more difficult each race, but I know I'm holding the guys up, but I'm thinking of the war, not just this battle. So Simon rode away. He's deserved winner, really. I feel sorry he jumped the start last time. But no, the bike's running well, you can see. It's pretty fast. It's just a lot faster than me at the moment. I'm struggling.
I mean, last corner I think I was fourth. Back marker, he couldn't go anywhere, but that experience thing again, I think I guessed the best anyway and come out in front of all of that. But the 848, she didn't have enough ponies to beat the big Aprilia to the line, but never mind.
Well, there's no doubt that Simon Galloway has made up for lost ground in race number one by taking a comprehensive victory in race two. Courtesy of that, he starts on the front row of the grid. Simon Galloway, Nathan Mabu, Mick Johnson and Mario Gonzalez.
And we have Thompson, Pierpoint, Peake and Ward on the naked bikes reining out row two.
Yeah, Peter Ward and Adrian Pierpoint will be set to battle it out for the naked bike class. Underway, Nathan Mabu getting a good start, but so too did Mario Gonzalez. And look at that little Tuano of Adrian Pierpoint come through the field and up into fourth place at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Gonzalez got a bit of a wheel stand happening there too. Lance lost a few positions into the first of the FX Superbike turns, but Simon Galloway out in front straight away for the last race of the Protwins today.
Well, Grant Barrett-Thompson on the Performance by Bikes Connect Aprilia RSV 41000 did a great job. He's up in fourth place at the moment, coming off the second row of the grid.
There's Simon Galloway as they get ready to go through race tech turn there. A bit of a few bike length lead over Nathan Mabu. And Mick Johnson, is that behind him in third, or Pierpoint there on the naked bike going well as well?
All doing a great job through that extremely fast, long left-hander. They're tipping the scales at over 100 miles an hour through that corner, Tim.
Yes, it does separate the men from the boys. A very hard in-mouth corner, but I think a lot of the racers love that sort of stuff. And Adrian Pierpoint just picking the bike up there. I think Barrett-Thompson coming out of the corner a bit slower than he thought, and he's going to have a big look up the inside, and Wheeler Crane's turned and does it. The Tuono Aprilia up against the RSV4 there.
Well, I can tell you that Adrian Pierpoint might be short on stature, but he's certainly not short on guts. The way that he drove that Aprilia up the inside at the end of the straight. Barrett-Thompson.
Yeah, looks like he was trying to give one back on Adrian Pierpoint, and unfortunately has taken the front wheel out of that Aprilia Tuono. Adrian could do nothing there. It's a very unfortunate incident, but they're both okay, and that's the main thing.
That's certainly going to do no end of harm to the point score in the championship race for the naked bike category for Adrian Pierpoint. One of the riders there putting his hand up as he came out of the FX Superbike S's there was Paul Dutton.
That was Dutton, yes, on the number 8 Ducati there. I don't know what was happening there, but here we go again. Look at Barrett-Thompson up the inside. And just takes the front wheel out of Adrian Pierpoint's Tuono. Nothing Adrian could do with that incident, and just one of those racing incidents, isn't it, Lance?
It certainly is. Unfortunately, that's what racing is all about. Sometimes you just get a little bit too close for comfort, and I'm sure that Grant Barrett-Thompson will be feeling a little bit uneasy about taking Adrian out in that manner. And as I mentioned earlier, it will certainly do no end of harm to the point score championship race for Adrian Pierpoint in the naked bike category.
So we're watching here, that's Paul Dutton on his Ducati there. Simon Galloway at the end of Wheeler Crane's turns, still in front. Nathan Mabou, and looks like Mick Johnson on the 848 Ducati, right on the tail of Nathan Mabou going down the Yamaha back straight.
Hasn't Mick Johnson done a great job in the last couple of races on the Jim Pearson Teaport Hog's Breath Cafe North Coast V-Twins? Haven't they been a great sponsor and supporter of the Ducati 848 of Mick Johnson over the years?
Yes, and like a few cc's smaller than the other machines, like it's 150cc smaller than Nathan Mabou's Aprilia in front of him, and quite a few more over the 1200cc RC8R of Simon Galloway. But Simon at the moment through FX Superbike turns, coming up to freightlix.com.au, holding out a commanding lead at the moment.
Mario Gonzalez on the Platinum Painting Sydney Dyno Aprilia RSV4 1000 back there in fourth placing, doing a fantastic job to keep in touch with these front three runners as they head out of Dunlop and into Race Tech for another lap of the Winton Motor Raceway.
Simon Galloway's taking control of this race as he did in race number 2 after jumping the start in race number 1. No jump starts for the next 2 races for Simon, and he's going to extend his lead if he keeps this up.
Well, to finish first you've got to finish, and I'm sure that's first and foremost on the mind of Nathan Mabou after his rather nasty incident yesterday in the National Championships here on the Saturday program of the weekend race meeting at Winton Motor Raceway. And as you mentioned earlier, he's bearing some scars on the leathers, and not only on the leathers, but also that's affecting his overall performance. What I'm trying to get at in a long-winded manner, Tim, is that he's going to make sure he finishes this race with as many points as he possibly can. I don't think he's even thinking about finishing first.
No, I don't think so. You can see he's struggling into the corners. He's taken a few wide lines, struggling under braking, but still a great effort for Nathan Mabou on his Aprilia to stay in second spot and consolidate some really good points.
Mick Johnson's team on the side there in the pits giving him the wind-up. I think that left hand that came off the handlebar on the exit of turn number 12 was, I know, I'm trying as hard as I can. Look at him. All eyes through that helmet as he heads through the right-hander, turn 3, down into Dunlop, turn 4, and onto this long, sweeping left-hander, turn 5, Race Tech corner.
Yeah, and Mario Gonzalez has come up to the pointy end to join the party there, Lance. Great ride by Mario. I think it's his first visit to Winton Motorsport Park, and he's showing some great form on that RSV4 Aprilia.
No better form than our race leader, though, doing a fantastic job on the Cessnock Motorcycles KTM Bendix Motorex KTM RC8 1190 cc's is the capacity of Simon Galloway's bike, leading on the exit of KTM as they head down the wheelercranes.com.au back straight. But look at this three-way battle for second, third and fourth.
Yes, I don't know if it's just me there, Lance, but it looks like they've closed right down onto the KTM of Simon Galloway. There's nothing between the top 4 riders now going down the Yamaha back straight. Hope Simon hasn't got a problem there and can hold it out to the end.
I think he just got a little bit too wide midway through KTM that time round. Tim lost a little bit of ground, and he's just teasing in preparation for pleasing.
Yes, it doesn't take much to run a bit wide, and these bikes are running so close that a little bit can be gained anywhere.
As they overtake Peter Martin on the sports bike Ducati, he's had some problems throughout the weekend. Does the correct thing though, gets out of the racing line and allows these front 4 runners to get through unharmed as they come up over the top of freightlix.com.au and through Dunlop Dipper.
This is the last lap of the race there too, Lance. Not many more corners for these riders behind Simon Galloway to make a move. He's riding very well on the big KTM out in front, and he's making it all hard work for the boys behind him.
Through this left-hander that leads into a right-hander that tightens up very much. 3 corners through KTM. First it's right, then left, then right.
It's a very technical part of the track. It looks like Simon Galloway's got this part of the circuit down pat though on his KTM. So
very balanced performance through here from Simon Galloway, isn't it?
Very, very balanced, because you can see that he doesn't look like he's going very fast at all, and that proves that you really are, doesn't it?
Gonzalez there in the background giving me a bit of a heart-pulping moment as he went a little bit wide on the exit of that final turn. Out of wheelercranes.com.au and down the Yamaha back straight. Plenty of air under the front wheel of Mick Johnson's Ducati as he heads down into turn number 11 at the end of Yamaha. All in pursuit of our race leader, Simon Galloway, that's going to make it 2 from 3 after being penalised in race 1 for a jump start. He's come back with a vengeance. He took out race 2, took out race 3, and back in second place, Nathan Mabu, making up for lost ground in points as well. Mick Johnson finishing in third, Mario Gonzalez rounding up the front row. Then we've got Paul Dutton, Gary Peake, Chris Keane, and Peter Ward takes out the naked bike class in the third race.
Yeah, no, definitely happy, Lance, to make amends, like you say, for the jump start this morning. I don't know what happened that last. I was sure the checkered flag came out, and then I seen Nathan come past and thought, oh, hang on, I better go and do another lap.
Yeah, I'm just about had it. I think that was it. Managed to hold that race together, but Simon, he's been on pace, and I just couldn't keep with him today. It's not bad after the weekend. I think we lead with points lead, so that's really good.
It was a pretty good ride. I was right there with the boys once Adrian and that went down, and I had a bit of clear track so I could catch them up, and trouble was I couldn't find a safe way past Nath. If there'd been another lap, I think maybe we could have won that one, but who knows.
Well, we look forward to his attention at Wakefield Park in a month's time. Nathan Mabu, in the meantime, is leading the series ahead of Simon Galloway. In the naked bikes category, Peter Ward now jumps in front of Adrian Pierpoint, courtesy of his non-finish in race number 3. Don't go too far away. On the other side of the break, we invite you to join us for all the action of the FX Ultralights and the FX 450 GP bikes. To have your company here as we look forward to the highlights of race 1 in the Protwins.com.au Formula Oz Championship, a category that we welcome back Kevin Curtin to. But looking back from Russell Holland's English Honda racing bike, you can see a lot of pressure being put on in the early stages, Tim, from everywhere, including Brock Parks at the head of the field, just behind Kevin Curtin.
Yeah, great battle for the lead there by the two Yamaha boys. There's Brett Kitchen on his BMW S1000 RR as well, behind Paul Burns on his Suzuki.
Yeah, but it was all Kevin Curtin. He's had 3 wins from 3 races in round 1 at Sydney Motorsport Park. This is the first of 3 encounters at Winton Motor Raceway, and he took a comprehensive victory yet again.
Yeah, he's a hard charger. You just got to work out how to get around him, but he's going great guns, He's learned a lot since I was riding with him overseas, but I'm just hoping that I can beat him like today, but, he sort of reminds me a little bit like me. We're hard chargers and we don't sort of give up till the end.
Look, the racing was hard. It's hard to do 3 days in a row, and I'm feeling every one of my 41 years now. I'm feeling a bit tired, but look, the results pep you up a bit, like an extra drug, gets you high again.
Let's see if Kevin Curtin can do it for the second time round as we look forward to his efforts. And Brock Parks, Team Yamaha race mate, taking it to him at the front of the pack. Michael McMillan doing a good job on the McMillan Criminal Law Honda, and Paul Byrne rounding up the front row of the grid.
Yes, all the way down through the field there to Gavin Mundy on his GSXR 1000. A great field in the Formula Oz class.
Paul Byrne gets a great start off the inside of the front row of the grid, but it's all Yamaha heading down into turn number 1 by the looks of it at this early stage. Looking back from Grant Hay on his shock treatment Yamaha, he's under siege there from the number 75 Gavin Moody from the ACT on his Suzuki GSXR.
Yes, it's Grant Hay riding in the Super Sport class of this field on the smaller 600 machine, and we know how big a man Grant is, and he's on the smaller 600, so he's doing a great effort there.
He's taking a little bit of time to get used to it. Not like this guy, though, Russell Holland on the English Honda Racing entry, joining Lockie Thomas and his crew for the year, doing a great job in the freightlinks.com.au category. A category that features a grid jam-packed with race what you brung bikes. The likes of the Superbikes, the F1s and the 600 Supersport entry, as you've mentioned it, all mixing it together in the one race.
Yes, as long as it's safe for racing, Lance, you can bring it in this class, and a great field, and it's usually the biggest class of the weekend as all the riders battle now. A couple of riders coming together there. But out front, we still have the two Yamaha boys of Brock Parks and Kevin Curtin. 36 entries for this this second round of the YMF Loans Yamaha Australian FX Superbike Championship in this category, the Formula Oz, brought to you by freightlinks.com.au. Down the main straight, Brock Parks now putting pressure on his Yamaha teammates. The two Yamaha riders going head-to-head in no uncertain terms through the FX Superbike S's, and Brock Parks is certainly keeping Kevin Curtin, the wiry old veteran, very honest at the head of the field. Yes, and they've been doing that sort of battling together for numerous years all over the world, Lance, and in this World Supersport days when they were teammates. But also in third spot, they're great to see Russell Holland back on a machine and back in the FX Series in Formula Oz.
Jean-Christophe Patet on his Yamaha R6 getting very unstable on the exit of the FX Superbike S's.
Yeah, he's another one. He's about 7 foot tall, is Jean Brun, and on a 600 machine. This is his actual first race meeting, Lance. So been a regular track day punter, but got into the racing for Winton Round.
Unlike these two at the front, as you mentioned, not the first time that they've gone head-to-head at a race meeting here in Australia, overseas, or on Yamaha marks.
That's right, usually on the smaller Supersport 600s back in the day with these two riders. Also, Brock Park is riding the World Endurance Championship for Yamaha, so he's had a great year in 2000 ahead of him.
He certainly is, as he's getting a little bit unstable under brakes at the end of Yamaha down through turn 11. A squirt on the accelerator, on the throttle into turn 12 and down the YMF Loans main straight, as we're looking back at an incident where somebody's gone a little bit too wide for their own liking, let alone everybody else's.
Yes, unfortunately, that could have been Russell Holland on the fluoro yellow livered Honda. But let's hope he can get back on the track and get back into the pointy end.
Michael McMillan doing a fantastic job there on the McMillan Lawyers entry.
Yes, as is Brett Kitchen on his very distinct looking black and fluoro yellow BMW S1000RR. It's a great weekend for Brett on that machine.
Chasing down Matt Metcalf, who is a long-time campaigner on board machine number 21, the Central Coast Performance, freightlinks.com.au Suzuki GSX-R 1000.
Yes, very powerful machines, these, especially BMW. We know how much mumbo that machine has. But great to see more of the European brands in the Formula Oz classes.
Some great battles go throughout the entire field here. These are for the minor placings, and down the Yamaha back straight. Looks like Metcalf's under a fair amount of pressure there now.
Oh, both of those bikes had the back wheel in the air, trying very hard. You see Kitchen trying to use the power of the BMW to get Metcalf down the Yamaha back straight. Couldn't quite do it. The Suzuki was superior under brakes. Let's see what they can do down the YMF Lane main straight.
Well, there's no doubt you wouldn't miss Kitchen of a night time with fluoro lights around, would you? Look at that day-glow yellow on the black leathers. Certainly a very, very distinctive colour scheme.
Yes, a very good-looking machine, as those BMW machines are. But it's great to see the outfits and the way these teams are portrayed. Their teams are doing a fantastic effort to get the machines looking this good for the series.
Out of Dunlop Dipper and into Race Tech, this extremely long, fast left-hander. Most machines in most categories here, Tim, topping 100 miles an hour through that corner, and some of them with lean angles almost 65 degrees.
Yes, and I think maybe some of these machines, like Kevin Curtin and Brock Parks on the Superbikes, may be putting a bit more than 100 miles an hour around that corner. But great ride by all the riders get around the course this fast, and especially down the Wheeler Cranes back straight.
Out of wheelercranes.com.au, turn number 10, heading down the Yamaha back straight. This thrilling battle between two for the minor placings certainly set to go right down to the wire by the looks of it. Matt Metcalf at the moment just marginally ahead of Brett Kitchen.
Yes, we have Jeffrey there on his R1 Yamaha. We see flames coming out the exhaust of that machine going down the end of Wheeler Crane's turn there, Lance, on that big R1 machine. Great to see Jeffrey back in the field. We've seen him regulate in the last couple of years. It's good to see him back on his R1 machine racing in the Formula Oz.
This Formula Oz category is broken up into A, B, C and D grade, and certainly some great battles throughout the year will ensue. And certainly it sorts some men out from the boys on the circuits that we're going to throughout 2013, Tim.
Yes, next month we're up at Wakefield Park, very technical circuit. One of the circuits where these machines can't really open up to their full capacity, but still the action will be just as hot as it is here at Winton.
So out of race tech and down into KTM, look at that angle of body and machine of Metcalf. He's gone a little bit wide. A momentary opportunity there for Brett Kitchen.
Yes, I think Metcalf taking a few defensive lines there because he knows Kitchen's right there on that BMW on his back wheel. Looks like Kitchen's got a little bit more superior corner speed, but a bit of mumbo from the GSXR 1000 machine of Metcalf as they go down Wheeler Crane's turn once again.
Through this last left-hander of the circuit before they head down this Yamaha back straight, Kitchen gets great drive there up the inside as they head down towards this turn number 11.
Yeah, it looks like Russell Holland has regained some composure after having his little off-track excursion. He's moving up through the field as they cross the line there, Lance, for the last time. Kevin Curtin out in front.
Seems to have broken the back of the challenge of Brock Parks at this stage. So over the previous 6 laps, on their 7th and final one here, downwheelercranes.com.au, the familiar figure, the formidable figure of the number 11, Kevin Curtin, has a wiry look over his right shoulder. A cheeky peeky boo if you like to see how far behind him Brock Parks is, but it's all Kevin Curtin as he heads the field through the final turn and down the YMF Loans Yamaha main straight to greet the checkered flag. Another victory in this Formula Oz category for Kevin Curtin. Kid, he's not happy about it.
Yes, and a great ride there by Brock Parks to come over in second. Excellent ride by Brett Kitchen on his bargain bike gear BMW in third spot, with Russell Holland coming back to finish fourth.
Yeah, I like it, eh? It's got more horsepower than you can deal with, and you just got to try and get around it, and if you can, the times just keep coming, eh?
No, after the FX race I was pretty fired up because I had no rear grip and I just felt a little bit frustrated, so I thought I wanted to try and take it to Kevin that one and see what we could do, and surprisingly the times are really quick.
Mate, I'm absolutely stoked. You know, it's you're here against some pretty competitive teams. You've got the Yamaha outfit, you've got a lot of factory guys. It's just little old me on a pro stock capable BMW. So to be able to mix it up the front, it's a real achievement, really happy.
So will it be Kevin Curtin that ends up with a clean slate in the Formula Oz category after 6 races in the 2013 freightlinks.com.au Formula Oz category? So Kevin Curtin, Brock Parks, Brett Kitchen, a great job to get up onto the front row alongside of Russell Holland.
There we had Metcalf, Purcell, Grant Hay, the first of the Supersport bikes in 6th position.
All the way down through, you can see Jason Ecott doing a great job on the Platinum Stainless Honda as we're set for a race get underway. A good start there off the second row of the grid by Matt Metcalf, doing a great job indeed, but I think you'll find it's Kevin Curtin that is following Brock Parks, who's got the whole shot.
Yeah, looks like Brock Parks got the better of Kevin Curtin off the line there. We've got Russell Holland looking into the exhaust pipes of those Team Yamahas. Metcalf, Kitchen's right up there as well.
Yeah, Kitchen. He's certainly no shortage of mumbo up the inside of Scott Purcell there, heading into Dunlop.
Yeah, but a great start by Brock Parks first into the FX Superbikes turns. Let's see if he can maintain it through the technical part of the circuit.
Well, there's no doubt that Brock Parks will want to get one up on his older statesman, the elder statesman of Yamaha racing here in Australia, Kevin Curtin. Oh, great dive up the inside there by Michael McMillan on the McMillan criminal law entry, the Honda CBR 1000.
Yes, Brock Parks is not all the experience of the big 1000cc machine that Kevin Curtin has. Moved up to the bigger machines for the FX series in 2013, but as you can see, he's coming to grips with it very fast, and what a great effort so far in the last race of the day.
Well, also entering the FX Superbike Championship is Brock Parks and getting some valuable track time on his Yamaha. It's the 2 Yamaha teammates going head-to-head in yet another battle. I guess you could say that Brock Parks is probably the winningest rider that I know of that has not taken a championship.
Yeah, that's right, Lance. He's ridden all over the world, all through Australia before he started his overseas career, but second numerous times in the World Championships, but never taking a victory in any championship of any form, of road racing, that is, Lance.
Yeah, a multiple Australian dirt track champion in junior and senior categories, but not being able to make that transition either on the domestic or the world road racing circuit. In the meantime, though, there's no doubt he would take great delight in getting one up on his elder statesman.
Yes, and look at the battle in the minor placings there. It's no shortage of competitiveness between the lower grade riders, as we see Brock Parks out in front, still in front of Kevin Curtin. Let's see if Brock Parks has been learning anything from following Kev for the first 2 races.
Well, Braith Petkovic was the rider that we saw at the end of the freightlinks.com.au heading up the inside of Dunlop that time around, doing a good job. A bit of a lonely ride there in 3rd place for Russell Holland on the Inglis Honda Racing Inglis Plumbing Honda CBR 1000.
Yes, it's great to see Russell get a ride on that Honda machinery, and he's taking it to good use at the moment, sitting in the final podium position.
Well, talking about podiums, look at this, the pressure that the elder statesman Kevin Curtin puts on the younger but also equally experienced rider ahead of him, Brock Parks. Both of them Novocastrians, and both of them wanting to get one up on each other as Curtin dancing around on the front wheel. Goodness me, how close was that?
I think Kevin Curtin may have thought that Brock was going to let him pass there, but under brakes. But Kevin Curtin, you don't see Kev out of shape that much very often, do you, Lance?
How wide were both of those Yamahas? One intentionally and I think one unintentionally.
Yes, I think, as I mentioned, that Kevin Curtin thought he was going to get through then, but Brock Parks, excellent work under brakes into FX Superbikes.
Interesting to see what Curtin's got to say about that at the end of this one. But in the meantime, it's Parks that leads, heading into KTM for another lap here of the 3-kilometre layout of Winton Motor Raceway. But one just gets this feeling that Curtin's lining him up, Tim. I think he's just playing with Brock Parks out in front at the moment, just waiting for the opportunity. Thought he had half a chance at the end of the YMF Loans Yamaha main straight last time round. Let's see what he can do now.
Yeah, so we know how clever Kevin Curtin is. Oh, Brock Parks going a little bit wide there. It looks like they could have touched the 2 Yamaha boys. I think the team management will be having kittens in, but it's Kevin Curtin out brakes Brock Parks at the end of the Yamaha back brake to take the lead.
Well, I think you'll find that there was a fair bit of, I better get him now from Curtin, otherwise I think I'm going to run him off the road.
Yes, I used that excellent braking manoeuvre there at the end of the Yamaha back straight to see if Kev Curtin can maintain that lead out in first place as he does into the FX Superbike turns.
Out of turn number 2 and up over the freightlinks.com.au straight. The old start-finish straight here at Winton Motor Raceway. Heading into turns 4 and 5, Dunlop Dipper. It is Holland that's back there in 3rd place, Michael McMillan in 4th, Matt Metcalf in 5th, and Brett Kitchen rounding up the top 6.
It's great to see that the Queenslander Michael McMillan come down for the Winton round. He wasn't going to make it, but actually got some funds together to get him down to the round 2 of the FX Formula Oz class, and great to see him down racing at Winton.
Yeah, courtesy of the criminal nature of human nature, funding his race meeting this weekend.
And we'll leave it there, Lance.
So downwheelercranes.com.au into turn number 10. Kevin Curtin showing a clean set of hands and heels on Brock Parks, his Yamaha teammate, as they head down into turn 11 at the end of the Yamaha back straight.
Yeah, some great footage from the rear of Kevin Curtin's machine, as we see some of the riders lower down in the field battling out through the KTM part of the circuit.
James Bullock on bike number 59 doing a fantastic job to hold off the challenges of Michael Barnes on his Honda CBR number 22.
They're both on Honda CBR 1000 RR machines here, so battling out for the Honda honours.
They head down the Yamaha back straight, embroiled in their battle. Such is the greatness of this category of racing, the freightlinks.com.au Formula Oz bikes, pitting not only different classes of machine, but also different classes of riders. In the meantime, for the final time, Kevin Curtin heads out of Dunlop 1 into Dunlop 2. That's turns 4 and 5. Heading into the long sweeping left-hander as he overtakes a slower rider.
There's some negotiation to be done as they catch the slower riders as this race comes to an end there, but it looks like Kevin Curtin's got a few more bike lengths over Brock Parks out in front there, but a great ride nonetheless from Brock Parks on his R1 Yamaha, and Russell Holland coming in at 3rd at the moment.
Look at this great 4-way battle mid-pack throughout this 27 rider field for for this third and final time in the Formula Oz category here at Winton Motor Raceway in round 2 of the YMF Loans Yamaha Australian FX Superbike Championship. Kevin Curtin, in the meantime, coming down into turn 11, the end of Yamaha Straight. He's going to make it a sextuplet of victories in the 2 rounds of the Formula Oz so far in 2013.
There's excellent riding by Brock Parks to come over the line in second spot once again, learning more and more as the racing goes on throughout the year.
So Curtin ahead of Parks. Holland finishes up our podium. Michael McMillan, a great way to finish his campaign throughout round 2. Michael Metcalf, Brett Kitchen, Scott Pertzell and Grant Hay rounding up the top 6.
A little bit out of breath at the minute. I've got 1 to go. Don't know if I can pull it off, but I'll give it a good shot. All our tyres are shot to pieces on the rear, as everyone could see in the last race in the FX Superbike. But I guess it'll be anyone's race at the end because, like I said, we've got no rear grip left.
Yeah, it's nice and warm. I got off the gate good, and I was holding Kev out for a couple of laps, and it's just a matter of time, I think, until he blasts past me. But it was good racing. I'm keeping him honest.
Well, it's looking good at the head of the field for Kevin Curtin. 6 wins from 6 races. Brock Parks in second. Kitchen third at the moment. McMillan, Hay, Holland, Scott and Zaja, the front page of the Formula Oz grid. Thanks for your company with this coverage of the YMF Loans Yamaha Australian FX Superbike Championship. Until next time round, enjoy your motoring in a safe manner.